All right, hey everyone, it's Wednesday evening. It's time for Weather for Weather Geeks. Before we get to today's weather, first a quick announcement. We've settled on a date for our annual winter forecast. It's going to be on Thursday, November the 7th. So coming up in a little more than a month. Thursday evening, November the 7th. We'll do the short version as always on 21 News at 6 and 11. That's kind of the 3-minute version. The much longer kind of a director's cut, if you will be posted online that same day. And in years past, that version sometimes runs 10 to 15 minutes because we get into a lot of the meteorological reasoning behind the forecast in a lot more detail than we have time to do on TV. So look for that on Thursday, November the 7th, my annual winter forecast. Last year's forecast went a little sideways during the second half of the winter, hoping to do better this year. Nothing wintry about the last couple of weeks. Here's a look at the last couple of weeks. Temperature-wise, every day has been above average, including today. We were 17 above average, 83 today. We did a record yesterday at 88. I mean, this is just a ridiculous stretch for this time of the year. It's kind of endless summer, but the end is finally in sight by the end of this week. So 17 above average locally today. It was 22 above the average in Akron. 17 was the number in Cleveland. The actual highs today looked like this. Warmest south into the mid-90s again from Columbus down to Cincinnati. New Philly 91, Pittsburgh 85. And again, we fell just shy of a daily record here today. 83 was our high. The record on today's date is 85 degrees. And then we had a little light rain that pushed in late this afternoon, and that bit of light rain and some showers continues into this evening. Just some drips and drops out there for the next few hours. This is not going to add up to much, maybe a tenth of an inch in some spots. I think the wettest part of the whole night will be right about now, just leftover sprinkles and maybe a stray shower later on. Boy, we were not alone once again. An all-time October record today. In Charlotte, it was the hottest day of the year, actually. On October 2nd, it was the hottest day of the year in Charlotte, North Carolina. How about that? Knoxville at 92, and even as far north as Columbus at this evening hour. It's 7:06 in the evening. The sun is set. It's October 2nd, and it's close to 90 degrees in Columbus. But here is fall. There's our front right here. So you have 86 in Springfield, but 70 in Topeka and 50 in Sioux City and 40 in Pierre, 38 in Bismarck. So it's a big-time swing on the other side of this front. That air mass change is heading our way. All right, while we're on the subject of temperatures, I'll get out of the way here. You know, sometimes I'll get asked, hey, my temperature at my house seems a little bit different than the official temperature that you give from the Youngstown Warren Airport and other official sites. Well, there's a reason for this. You know, most kind of backyard thermometers or window thermometers tend to be not all that accurate, and that's because they're not properly shielded. An official temperature taken at an official observation station is usually in some sort of a box like this that's vented and painted white to reflect sunlight away. It's out in the open building. Thermometers that are near buildings and not properly shielded can be wildly inaccurate, especially on the warm side in the warm weather season. So if you have a thermometer that's very near your house or even up against your house, and if your house is painted a dark color, that can make the thermometer read very, very warm. And of course, we never want thermometers to be above or near concrete or asphalt, things like that that can radiate heat. You can get, you know, and this is another question I get asked a lot. Hey, I want to get a weather station for my house. What do you recommend? You can get a pretty decent weather station these days that has proper shielding from the sun, proper ventilation. It doesn't look like this, not in a box, but a nice weather station that will be pretty accurate. You can get it for $100 or so these days, and you can get a moderate priced weather station that's even better for a couple of $100. If you want to have a decent weather station that uploads data to the internet, you can access that data from home. That's going to cost you a little bit more, and some personal weather stations can run several $100s if you get to higher end. Decent one these days that's fairly accurate for as little as $100. Some brands I recommend, kind of the lower end, that $100 station. AccuRite makes some pretty good ones. I have a Davis weather station. It's called a Vantage View, and Davis makes just really nice. It can withstand a lot of pretty nasty weather like we see around here and keep on ticking for for a long time. All right, again, next couple of hours, some light rain, maybe a sprinkle or so later on tonight. A shower is going to be a possibility for early risers on Thursday, but I don't think it's much rain at all. Now, as we transition into the afternoon on Thursday, here's our season-changing cold front marching in. Now, the instability is not going to be very high tomorrow, thanks to some clouds, but there will be a fair amount of wind shear, some changing of the wind direction and speed as we go up through the atmosphere. And rule out a thunderstorm with this, and I can't 100% rule out a nasty thunderstorm with this. Something we'll be keeping an eye on second half of the afternoon tomorrow, and then our front will push through, and hello fall for Friday. Now, the Storm Prediction Center does have eastern Ohio and western PA outlined in the low-end risk of severe weather. Just a reminder, that's like a 1 on a 1 to 5 scale. It's not a real high risk. Instability is lacking tomorrow, but there is enough shear that we'll have to watch for the potential for a gusty thunderstorm to develop late in the afternoon, right along our front. And then whoosh, I like seeing animations like this. Goodbye to the high dew points, goodbye to the high humidity. The air was very heavy today, but by Friday it's going to be crisp and cool, and it's going to feel like October with dew points down in the 40s. Now, it's not going to be a very good-looking day on Friday. I think our model's overdone here with the amount of green it has Friday morning, but a sprinkle, I can't rule that out Friday morning. Otherwise, just pretty cloudy morning. It's going to look like the sky looks a lot around here in November, December, January, February, and March as well. But by the late afternoon and early evening, I think the stratocumulus deck will try to thin. Should be a pretty nice, albeit chilly evening for high school football Friday evening. What a great day we have coming up on Saturday. Yes, you'll need the hoodie, especially during the first half of the day, into the mid-60s with lots of sunshine in the afternoon. So it'll be a pretty good opportunity to maybe go pick out your pumpkin, maybe hit a corn maze, anything you want to do outdoors. Saturday is an amazing day. Sunday, not so nice, though. I do have a pretty good chance for showers in my forecast for Sunday. I don't think it's a washout, but a pretty good chance that most locations will see at least a couple of showers on Sunday. All right, is the cooler weather going to stick? Well, I think we're done with the middle and upper 80s, yes. But done with above average temperatures? No way. This is the 8 to 14 day outlook, and it is pretty warm looking east of the Rocky Mountains, including for us. Again, I don't think we're going to see the kind of really soupy July-like air that we've had the last couple of days. But keep in mind, our averages in that 8 to 14 day outlook, our average high temperatures are falling down through the 60s. So, highs in the middle and upper 60s will be above average by that point. So I think we'll see a lot of days like that. Middle, upper 60s, some 70-degree days, sure. I think we'll see plenty of 70s still before October is through. But yeah, middle and upper 80s, I think we'll be done with that starting really right now. One more pretty soupy day to get through tomorrow. Some backyards, especially south of 224, might still crack into the lower 80s, 70s to the north. But after that, hello, fall. And I, for one, am welcoming it. I know a lot of people love this and say, hey, it's going to be snowing before you know it, and that's true. But I am ready to be done with this kind of July-like heat. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you back here on Thursday for a fresh edition of the Valley's most in-depth weather forecast.